Welcome back, everybody. It's another 2021 Player Outlook presented by RotoHeat.com. This time we're talking Baker Mayfield of the Cleveland Browns. And as always, if you like what's going on here with the RotoHeat.com team on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the notification icon. You can stay up to date with our live streams, player drops, any of the other amazing things we do. All right, so let's get to it. Baker Mayfield, we expect to finish somewhere between quarterback 11 and 15. So low-end QB1, high-end QB2 when all things are said and done. We had 14 analysts go over Baker Mayfield. We got 9 buys, 5 holds, nobody's selling. We do expect his ADP to be very similar next year as it is currently. We think he's going to be a starter this year on a weekly basis. If you look at the redraft ADP, he's somewhere around 144 overall and right around QB 16, which if you look at most fantasy formats last year, especially in like a 1 QB format with a pretty standard scoring, he finished at QB 16. So high-end QB2 was his range for last year, so they're kind of pegging him at that. If you look at RotoHeat.com Superflex ADP, he's around 50 overall and around QB 17. So not a lot of difference ultimately in the end. Depending on your scoring format, he finished right around 255 fantasy points-ish, around 15, 16 points a week. You know, he had a solid season, not spectacular at all. But remember, this is year one of Kevin Stefanski and this new look Cleveland Browns offense. You got to think moving into year two of this offense, there should be some room to grow. When you look at statistically speaking what they did last year, you know, he was able to throw 486 pass attempts, so they and 495 rushing attempts for the team. So it was a very balanced offense. With a healthy Odell, hopefully, with additions and the way that this offense is built, they could exceed 500 pass attempts potentially. But the running game is going to be heavily involved. When you've got Chubb and Hunt, you have to get them involved. They're just very dynamic players, and you have to get them in heavy rotation in that offense, whether it's in the receiving game or in the rushing game. Ultimately, though, we do think he has potential to be a QB1. Some of the guys on the team are not sold. They think he's definitely a solid QB2. Some of the folks on the team think he's undervalued or underrated, if you will, and could exceed expectations. We even have one guy on the team say they think he finishes as a top 10 fantasy quarterback this year. So it's not a reach to think that if you can get this guy at the type of value that we're seeing in ADP, jump all over him, because if you're in a 1 QB format, redraft specifically, he is a super good value, and you could just trot him out as your weekly starter and hope that he finishes as a QB1, and then you've spent higher end picks on other positions and you've waited on your quarterback. If you're in a dynasty format, you could still trade for him, hopefully at a potentially value and get a higher return on that investment in the long term. So let me know in the comments below what you think with Baker. What are you doing with him? Is he a QB1 for you? Is he a QB2? Maybe you don't like him. Tell me in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. Don't forget, check out all our other 2021 player outlooks in the playlist.